Hey, Ghostbuster and toy fans. I'm here with another one. This time, it's not going to be a toy opening. I ended up finding this old vintage toy that I really wanted to share. And then, last week after we did the Zap and Blast, I love this thing. It's a lot of fun. After we did this one, I said, you know what? Turn that down. There was an old vintage toy I had called out in that video. If you want to see that video, it's right up there. There you go. It's a good review. But I was like, there was this one toy that I grew up with that I absolutely loved. And I ended up coming across it. I found it on eBay from, I think it was Wheeljack Slab. Well, thank you so much. They said the toy wasn't working. I remember when I was a kid, this particular toy I got from my friend Steven. Now, he had given me his, it wasn't working. I had actually taken it apart, figured out what was going on. It was a loose wire and the bulb needed to be changed out. And so I fixed it and I had this toy forever and I loved it. My dad hated it because it made so much noise. But it's something that I think Hasbro should technically bring back. And that toy, in its newly fixed form, is this one right here. This thing is a beauty. This is the Ghostzapper, also known as the projector proton wand or neutrino wand. But this Ghostzapper was a projector that had some really fun things to it. Now, for those who don't know, this was a 1980s real Ghostbusters toy. Came out on the Kenner licensing, okay? And it's very simple electronics. It does have a electronics card in here, but it takes 2 C batteries and 1 9-volt. And what this thing would do is it would project a beam out, a ghost, in one of these reels. And you had a reel that had about 6 different ghosts on it. There we go. And what you could do is you could pull the trigger halfway, find the ghost, animate them with the button underneath, and then zap them with the sound. And the sound is a part that I didn't have working before. So you got your light, and then you pull it all the way down. There you go. You could change it. And then that was the highest. This one, I remember sitting up and accidentally pulling the trigger too much. This was the lowest sound. This is my favorite. That one was pretty good. I used to use this when I played G.I. Joe and I wanted them to have machine guns. And then that's the one I'd use to bother my dog, which she absolutely hated. So anyways, I happened to get this for about 20 bucks. You can find them out there. It's really cool and I'd love to do a breakdown with you. So what do you say? Let's get into it. And of course, this is our Kenner Real Ghostbusters Zap Blaster. I absolutely love this thing. Well, what's so cool is that you actually came with a reel, and the reel you could actually see you had different ghosts. Of course, you had Stay Puft, you had Gozer, Slimer, this creepy skull one, which I can't remember. It was a trapping type ghost from the toy line. Of course, you got a terror dog. And then you got this beautiful guy here, which I believe was on one of the first episodes of the real Ghostbusters. Might have been the Ghostbusters or Us Ghost, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I watched them, and I've been kind of checking them out, but I haven't been paying too much attention to all the ghosts. So, this thing would actually go in, snap into place, and then you could turn till you got to a ghost. Now, of course, you had a focus area up here, so this would move in and out and focus. And then you had an animate button under here. So once you had the ghost where you want it, you could animate them to do whatever you want. You had a no ghost Moogly here and one on the other side. Now keep in mind, it's missing the trademark aspect. Of course, you had the handle, and then size-wise for the handle, this is a little bit smaller than what I would want, but of course you could change your sound. So that was the first zap. Got the next zap. And this is the one I used to use whenever, again, I wanted the machine gun from my G.I. Joes. And that one used to just drive the dog crazy. The one I use the most is probably this one. And That one, and of course that one. I liked those a lot. Now you did have that yellow trigger here, and then you did have, out of the bottom, a whole bunch of batteries, which made this kind of heavy after a while. And it did feel heavy for sure. You had your speaker over here, and it was disguised in these nice, almost like heat sinks here, which is pretty cool. Got your no ghost moogly here, and then everything else is pretty much given to you. It's weird because overall, the design of this thing is pretty simplistic. It definitely feels like a Ghostbuster weapon, like a Neutrona wand in itself, but you know, it feels like something new and unique, something that we didn't necessarily have before. And it makes this feel, you know, I don't know, like new in its play, especially back in the day, new for its play and not something that we most definitely just had. It felt like something you had to have because you didn't have it. And it was a new piece of equipment that you needed. I like this one a lot. Overall, for me, this had the best play value just because of what it was able to do. Project a ghost, pull the trigger more, shoot at it, and then animate the ghost so it can like animate in agony. Oh, Ghosters having a hard time. Let's get them. This is what that would do. I absolutely loved this particular thing. One thing I am on the lookout for is that there was a mail away reel that had 6 brand new ghosts on it. And I am looking to see if I can find that, but it is a little rare. You know what? I'd say let's check this thing out with the lights off and project ourselves a ghost. Alright, for the first part of the reel, we have this guy right here. Let's zoom him in. And goes, ha 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 ha. Ah! Let's go to the next. Ooh, the tear dog. Roar! Roar! You know what? He's still there. Ah! And then we'll go to our next one. This one was my absolute favorite. Growing up. Roar! Roar! And of course, our famous Slimer. Everybody loves Slimer. Oh, you can make him fly around. Whoa. Let's go back down a setting for Slimer. And then we had Gozer. Gozer the Gozerian. Ah. And then let's see, what else? And back to Stay Puft. So you got Stay Puft, that guy, Tear Dog, Ghost, the Slimer, Gozer, and back to Stay Puft. Pretty basic stuff. So that's it. I mean, it's pretty cool. Like I said, you know, I'm on the search for that mail-away reel. I think that would be the most excellent reel to do. You know, it's so funny because this is such a simplistic toy, but yet it does like pack a whole bunch of power as far as play. And I remember absolutely loving this thing when I was a kid. It was probably one of my favorite role-playing toys that I had. Then I had, you know, He-Man stuff. I had all sorts of stuff, but Kenner with their Ghostbusters toys were just amazing with what they were able to do. And this is definitely like one of the highest ends of those toys. This was a really cool piece. I always, you know, I had this, and then I always wanted to add the trap in a PKE, but I always wanted a working PKE. And now, of course, as I'm an adult, I've been able to get a lot of this stuff. But when I had done the review of the Zap and Blast, I really thought about this. Like, I'd love to have this back. This was such a cool toy, and I'm so happy to have it. And I'm very thankful for it. It's in really good shape, and it's done well. And as far as cleanup, I might, you know, clean things here and there and try to make it a little bit more perfect. But this is a really good example. It reminds me a lot of what it was like being a kid. Now, that's all I gotta say about Kenner's. Ghostzapper. It's a cool toy. If you ever get a chance to find this out in the wild, I definitely say pick it up. It's a really cool one. If you get a chance to check out Will Jack Slab eBay store, and I'll put the link down below. Be sure to check it out too. It's a great store. They did an amazing job packing this up, sending it out. They were very fast about it. The listing was awesome. They usually carry a very fair price when it comes to their toys. So That's all I got to say about the Kenner Ghostzapper. Remember, God bless you on your toy hunt. I'll see you next time. When I'm not recording videos here on YouTube, I'm actually over on a podcast on marvindogmedia.com called Talking Toys with Taylor and Jeff. It's a really cool toy podcast. Be sure to check it out. Also, I need your help getting my YouTube channel to grow. Be sure to subscribe down below with that big red button. Hit that bell for notifications so you can be alerted of anything that comes from me to you. Like this video, it helps YouTube know that you like what I'm making, and comment down below. I like chatting with you all.